Finding that last bit of motivation when you're feeling like it's time to quit. Got a great email here. Let's talk about it. Roll it. Welcome back to another video where we've been talking about this whole aspect of change and growth and how to move forward. Patience, the critical aspect of patience, and how we need it when we're trying to achieve our goals in life, finding that purpose, moving to that purpose. And in today's video, we're answering a couple questions from somebody, and it really is one big question, and that's really where you find that motivation. And this is, when you're in any kind of situation where it's time to give up, it's time to just let it go, but deep down inside you know that it's still possible that success can come. This could be in your business, in your career, this could be in any kind of relationship. How do you find that extra motivation? So let's jump into it. Hi Nikos, I'm 29 years old. I keep wondering when things will change for me. I keep trying to grow my business, but I can't get a break. I've sacrificed everything. I saw your video on when to quit. I made my list and I know I have to try a few more things. I thought I would ask, how do you keep going mentally? Motivation. Where is motivation? Is the question. Where is the motivation you had? Where did it come from before? What has really changed? This is a critical thing to ask yourself. What has changed? What is actually occurring in your mindset that's making you think that you shouldn't keep going? One of the things you say here, I keep trying to grow my business, but I can't get a break. You're waiting for something good to happen. You've made a list now. Were you doing the same thing over and over for a period of time? Did you become stale trying the same thing over and over? And now you're like, hey, I saw that video. Hey, I made my list. I'm seeing that there's a lot of work here that I need to do in order to give it that last, give it all my all, but I don't know if I have the energy. Does it look like a lot of work? Does it look like it's worth it? You also said one critical thing here, and that was I've sacrificed everything, which leads me to believe that you're talking not about just money and opportunities and, different careers you could have taken. It leads me to believe that you've really sacrificed everything, including your personal life. And there's two things that occur when you go through this negative chatter in your head, when you start this negative chatter in your head. And firstly, it comes from that aspect that why did I do that? Why did I give up everything? I haven't had, a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I haven't had a good streak of money coming in so I can buy the things I need to buy. I've been not going out with my friends. I haven't been going out and traveling. I haven't been doing all these things that people would do if they had a real job instead of doing this. And these thoughts will start piling up. And this is the first thing. They start to pile up. And once they start piling up, they go down the rabbit hole that you can't stop it unless you see some kind of reasoning to keep going forward. Which leads us to number 2. And that, of course, is the idea behind why it all started. Who put that idea in your head? This doesn't have to be one specific person. It could be social media. It could be what you're seeing with people around you, the success you're seeing with other people in your community. There's a million different things like that. And of course, it could be the idea of, hey, something as simple as your mom going, other people your age have 2 kids and look what you're doing. And now you're thinking about those relationships that you've missed, those times that you missed, and is that all worth it? Once we can really address this whole idea, now we can write that down and really place a value on the things we need to start doing, the small things we need to start doing. Along with that list of the things you need to do before you actually say, I'm quitting, is to actually look at your current lifestyle, is to look at what is occurring in your daily routine. What are you actually doing outside of this business? A lot of the times people will get stuck in this mentality that they need to focus, and they end up spending all their time on the business. Or they start spending all their time, if they're in sports, like working out and making sure that they are working at their maximum potential to be the best athlete they can. In career sense, I have a buddy who keeps going back to school, and he's like, if I keep going back to school and I get more degrees, then I will move up the ladder faster. It's been a long time, and that's not proven him that. However, in his mindset, he thinks that it's the way to go. When the reality is that if we're totally engaged in whatever we're doing 100% of the time, and we're not giving ourselves time to step back and really look at the whole big picture by walking away and coming back to it, well, we get stuck in this wheel where we're not being efficient. We're not actually succeeding in everything we need to be doing. In business, most of my ideas come when I'm driving. It's most of those times where I'll just put on a song, or I'll be listening to some kind of lesson series of whatever book I'm listening to, and all of a sudden my mind goes boom, and I have this memory dump of all the ideas that I thought I should have had before. They all just pop in my head, and I'm like, oh wait, this. It's kind of like when I'm programming, and then all of a sudden I'm like, can't solve something for hours. I'll sit there on a website, and I'll walk away, I'll come back, and boom, I have it done in 10 minutes. The mind needs time away from what is occurring, because we end up getting into tunnel vision. This happens in business. It happens in the careers aspect. Like my buddy, I'm like, dude, like, you need to step back and ask yourself, all right, you've got all this education, but what about people? Who new have you met that can help you move up the ladder? Every time the answer is like, no man, I'm not gonna meet any people like that. Hey, yeah, that's a great idea, but I don't have time, I got a family. Oh, okay, so basically you'll spend time with going to work, working on a new degree that you're trying to get, or a new specialization, and then spend an hour with the family, but you don't have time to go to a networking event for 2 hours after work to go meet somebody, because your family is being a reason of you not being able to go out, but to study, it's okay. Tunnel vision. The idea of relationships, the idea of us stepping back and saying, what kind of relationships do we have? Where are they at? How healthy are they? When we're in the tunnel vision, it's incredibly hard to see the negatives and the positives. We get stuck in this routine, and all of a sudden a divorce starts coming up and to talk, and you're like, wait, what happened? There was no time stepping out of that relationship to really say to yourself, am I doing the things that brought love at the beginning? And then all of a sudden, this idea of getting a divorce or separation or breaking up comes up, and all of a sudden we got to work harder at it and trying to figure out what's going on. Why would they do this to me? And we go into this negative spin-off. Stepping back assists you in moving forward. Being able to look at your personal life and ask yourself, am I doing this right? Am I spending too much time on my business? If I didn't spend this time on this business, would it mean the difference of me having success or failure? I guarantee you, taking some time away to go out for a drink with your friends, or go on a date, or find a new relationship, I guarantee you it will not take away from what you're doing. And now you have this list. I would take this list, I would look at this list, and I would say to myself, all right, I need to do all this stuff. I'm gonna spend X amount of hours on it. So if you have, say, 3 things you need to do, and these 3 things should take you about a month to complete, at 3-4 hours extra a day working on these, for every bit of time you're spending on that, I would put a ratio in there where I would say, for every hour I'm gonna put away 10 minutes where I have time to step back. I'm gonna go out at least once a night, once a week with my friends. I'm gonna go out and re-engage with them and just not think about business, not talk about negative stuff. And you know what? I'm gonna go meet somebody so that I can start dating again. So I can find reason again as to why I'm doing what I'm doing, but I can find a reason within my personal life that makes me happy. Or maybe, just maybe, this whole idea of you feeling like you need to quit, maybe it just means you need to take a weekend off and go rent a cottage somewhere and be totally by yourself without a computer, without anything, and just bring a notepad and just write your thoughts down. Be one with you on what you've done, where you see everything to go, and fill up, this chart of, this, just do flow charts of what your mind's going through, what you need to be doing, and where you can find success. Where you can have success in your business and then success in your personal life. I take time away, and honestly, it's the best thing to do. My recent thing is taking the camera and just going out to any kind of forest and just shooting random things and trying to get my skill sets better with my camera on photos and then slow-mo video. And honestly, I'm gone from the aspects of whatever's happening in reality back at the office. It's becoming this thing of, hey, I got me one-on-one with the camera and I'm just focused on whatever I'm doing at that moment. And then as I go through that process, thoughts will come up and ideas will come up, and I'll have my phone and I'll just type in, hey, don't forget this idea you just had, and analyze it later. And sometimes as I'm doing this, the ideas are just coming in and I'm like, I gotta get back and I gotta get working on some of these ideas so I can see if they're worth it before I lose this newfound enthusiasm for these new ideas. It's all in you finding yourself and what you're trying to do. Along with this list, write down the things you need to be doing with your personal life so that you can start living a little bit. Have a balance so that as you're going through this last effort that you're going to put in, this last ditch effort, you're going to say to yourself, hey, I did my best, and at the same time I took care of myself. And if another idea down the road comes because you've quit this one, you'll know to implement this because it helped, because you will see that there is not a big difference between you taking away your whole personal life and just focusing on this, and you allowing yourself to enjoy the personal side of life. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit a like if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button. If you've been in a situation similar to this, or if you've gone through a similar story, write that story below in the comments, because who knows, somebody might be reading that and they might relate and they might take your advice on it and it might help change your life.